Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to Nellenada Senior Voice channel. As you all know, we are in chapter 7. This video is continuation of chapter 7, Python functions. Welcome back. In my last video, I explained about scope of variables. Already you learned scope in the previous chapter, that is LEGB rule. So here, inside the function, if you declare any variable inside the function, it is considered as a local scope, and the rules also I explained with the example. Then global scope, if you declare any variable above the function, it is considered as global scope, and the rules to name the global scope. And suppose if you declare any variable above the function, and if you want to use those variables inside the function, you have to give the keyword global, and then you can use it. That also I explained in my last video, right? And then today I'm going to start functions using libraries. Already you would have learned library functions, or also called as built-in functions. Built-in means already these functions are built inside the Python, right? Whenever you load any language, these functions will be loaded along with the language. Even in C++, you would have learned all these things, right? Okay, one by one we are going to see. First function, that is ABS. The full form for ABS is absolute, right? It returns an absolute value of a number, that is without sign. The argument may be an integer or a floating point number. It can be an integer or floating point, right? But it will give the absolute value without sign, right? How to use it? ABS of x. X can be any value. Here you see x is equal to 20, y is equal to, see here, minus 23.2, and you are giving print x, that is this one, right? And ABS, that is print x, means it will print not the value, it will print x character. Okay, you are giving within quotation, see, single quotation, comma, ABS of x. Now this x will take this value. Similarly, print y, ABS of y, right? Now here if you see, now here x value is 20, so without any sign, there is no sign given here, so it will print as it is. And here you see minus 23.2, so here you see absolute value for minus 23.2 is 23. Is it clear? Right. Next, ORD function. Okay, next is ORD function, ordinal. Okay, ordinal means if you give a character, it will give the ASCII equivalent of that character. This is opposite to CHR, right? That is, when you give small a, it will give the ASCII equivalent of small a. I think you all know 97. Already you learned in C++, right? And capital A, 65. Okay, so ordinal function returns the ASCII value of a given Unicode character. These are Unicode character. This function is inverse of CHR function. Opposite, right? ORD of C. Now here you see C, you gave a character A will be stored in C, and when you are printing it, that is ORD of C is equal to 97. So it will give the output 97. And ORD of capital A is 65. So you are getting 65 here. Is it clear? Where you use this function, suppose if example, if you want to convert character into ASCII code, then you can use this ordinal function. Is it clear? Next is CHR function, character function. Now here, when you give the number, it will give the equivalent character, just opposite to ordinal function. Returns a Unicode character for the given ASCII value. This is ASCII value. 65 is ASCII value. This function is inverse of ORD function. That is opposite. Now CHR of I. Now C is equal to 65. Right? C is equal to 65. Now, you know 65 equivalent is capital A and 43 equivalent is plus sign. Is it clear, everyone? Next is binary function, right? Returns a binary string prefixed with 0. Already you learned, right? In data type. Okay, any variable or any value, if you start with 0, that is considered as binary. Okay, 0b for the given integer number format function can also be used instead of this function, format function, right? We will see later, right? bin of I, x is equal to 15, y is equal to 101. Now 15 in binary, okay, you are converting 15 in binary, that is 1111. You all know that, right? So it will print 0b to indicate this number is a binary number. And the binary for 101 is 0b1100101. So this function is used to convert a particular number, that is a decimal number, into binary. Is it clear? Right? So you have seen absolute. So absolute value for minus 23.2 is 23.2, not 23 alone, right? Because it removes only the sign, not the decimal. Okay, fine. Right, we will go to the next one. Type. Type means data type. Fine. Returns the type of object for the given single object. Note, this function used with single object parameter. Single object means only one object. You cannot give group of the object, right? Now type the object. Suppose here you see x is equal to 15.2. This is float, you know. Y is equal to a. This is a string. S is equal to true. This is Boolean, right? Now here you see print type of x. That means you are asking the Python to type of this 15.2. See here, the class is float. Same way, type of y, that is a. A is nothing but a string, right? Understood? Here you see, even if you give a character also, it will give string only in Python. It will not show character. Okay, whether you give a single character or group of character, it will display as str, string. And true or false, you know, it is Boolean function, Boolean data type. Any doubt? Okay, right. Next is ID function, right? ID returns the identity of an object, that is the address of the object in memory. Suppose you want to know x is equal to 15. You all know that x means the memory location. You are naming the memory location x, and then you are storing 15 inside the memory box. Okay, and this will have an address. Do you remember? Each and every memory location will have an address, right? So this address, you want to print the address, or if you want to know the address, then you can use this function ID. Now x is equal to 15. You don't know the address of 15, right? So print address of x, ID of x, that is x is 15. Okay, and it will return the address of the particular location, memory location, right? And y is equal to a, and address of a is this. Is it clear? Note, the address of x and y may be differ in your system because that depends upon your RAM memory, right? And it may store anywhere inside the RAM memory. Okay, so this address may be different in your system or computer to computer. It may differ. You cannot ask, sir, I got this output and he is getting some other output. You cannot compare the output for this because memory location differs. Is it clear? Next is minimum, min function. You know, min returns the minimum value in a list. Now here you see my list is the name of the list. 21, 76, 98 and 23. Now if you give print minimum of my list, MIN, and the list name. When you give like this, it will search the list and it will print the minimum value from the list, that is 21. Is it clear? Right? Same way, just maximum is just opposite. This will give the smallest number, this will give the largest number. Returns the maximum value in a list. Max of list name you have to give. The same thing, my list is equal to 21, 76, 98, 23. And when you give max of my list, it will search the maximum number from the list and it will display. So 98 is a maximum number. Is it clear? Understood now? Right? Okay. Next is sum. Sum, total. Returns a sum of the value in a list. Suppose if you want the sum of numbers from the list, you can give sum of my list. So it will add everything and you will get the total. That is sum here. Is it clear? Everyone? Right. Next is format. Do you remember here I told format I will tell you later? Right here. Right? Format function. Where is it? Format function. Somewhere I told you. Right? Format I will tell you later. Right? Now you are going to learn the format function. Returns the output based on the given format. Okay. That is binary format output, the number in base 2. Suppose if it is octal format output, the number is base 8. You all know that. You already learned in 11th standard, right? Number system. 4 types of number system. Decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal, right? So fixed point notation displays a number as a fixed point number. The default precision is 6, right? So when you give format value, comma, format underscore specification. Okay. Now, x is equal to 14 you declare, y is equal to 25 you declare. And here you see format of B. B means binary. Okay. You are giving 14 you want in binary. You are specifying the format. I want this 14 in binary. I want this y in octal. I want this particular number in fixed point. Is it clear? So here you see, when you mention format x comma b, so here you see it is printing 14 in binary. Previously you have seen here, right? That is I think binary here. Yes. Here you see. Here you see, along with the output, it is indicating it is a binary number. And here only I told you format I will discuss later, right? And here, what is the difference between that and this? Here you see the output is purely binary without any sign, right? And here octal. See, octal equivalent of 25 is 31. And format function, as you have seen here, the default precision is 6. That means after decimal, 6 zeros will be added. And here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 25 integer is converted into fixed point. That is decimal point. Is it clear? Right? And round function returns the nearest integer to its input. Nearest integer. Right? Round off. We say no. In mathematics, we'll round off the decimal point like that. Right? The first argument number is used to specify the value to be rounded. Now the function, how to use it? Round number, comma, n digits. Okay, here say x is equal to 17.9, y is equal to 22.2, z is equal to minus 18.3. Okay, now round of x, round of 17.9, this is round of 22.2, and this is round off minus 18.3. Okay, right? What will be the output? See here, 17.9. Next is argument, second argument, n digits. How many digits you want to print is used to specify the number of decimal digit desired after rounding. After rounding, how many digits you want, right? Now here you see n1. This is a previous output, right? Previous output 17.9 will be round off to 18. Okay, right? And 22.2 round off, that is 22. You know, because 0.2 is lesser than 0.5, right? That's why you cannot round off. Minus 18.3. Minus 18.3 is minus 18 only. Is it clear? Any doubt? Okay, next is n1 is equal to 17.89. Now you want to round off to 0. Okay, that means you don't want any decimal after 17 point. So here you see both are above 5. So this will be round off to 18.0. Understood? Here you want only one digit. So definitely this is above 5. So this will become 9. Okay, so 17.9, because you want only one digit, right? That's why 17.9. Here you want two digits, so as it is, it will print 17.89. Is it clear, everyone? Right? No doubt, right? Fine. Power function already you learned in C++, right? Returns the computation of AB, that is A into B. That is, this is the symbol we use for power, right? In Python, right? That is raised to the power of B. That is A raised to the power of B. That is A to the power B. Is it clear? So when you give power A comma B, this is understood. Now A is equal to 5, B is equal to 2, C is equal to 3.0. Now when you give 5 square, that is 25. Okay, and when you give 5 to the power 3.0, that is 125.0. When you give A plus B is 7. 7 cube, that is 343. You understood, everyone? Okay, next is mathematical functions. When you use any mathematical functions like floor, okay, and then ceil, sqrt, you have to use the module called math, right? You have to use this, right? Do you remember in C++ we give include math.h like that. So here we have to use math, import math. Fine. Floor function returns the largest integer less than or equal to x. Whatever value you are giving here, it will return the largest but less than the value of x. Okay, now x is equal to 26.7, y is equal to 26.7, z is equal to minus 23.2. Okay, now here you see print math.floor. So floor always give the largest integer, but it should be less than the particular x value. Okay, now here you see 26.7, it will remove the decimal, and definitely 26 is lesser than this. It is returning the largest, but it is lesser than the value of x. Same way, minus 26.7, it is returning minus 27, which is less than 26.7. Similarly, minus 23.2, okay, it is returning minus 24, which is less than minus 23.2. Is it clear? Fine. Right. Now, ceil is just opposite to that. It returns the smallest integer, but it should be greater than the x value or y value, whatever value. Right? The same way. Now, 26.7. 26.7, it will round up to 27. Definitely, this is greater than this. Okay, here it is smaller. Here it should be greater. Now minus 26.7. Definitely it will remove the decimal, and minus 26 is greater than minus 26.7. Is it clear? Similarly, minus 23.2, it will return minus 23, which is greater than the value of Z. Any doubt? Is it clear? Right. Now, next is SQRT function. You already learned in C++. It will give the square root of particular number. It will give the square root of the particular number. Now, returns the square root of x. Note x must be greater than 0. Remember, you should not give 0. Right? 0 square root you cannot find, right? Square root of x. Suppose you are giving a is equal to 30, b is equal to 49, c is equal to 25.5. Now, square root of 30 is 5.4777, etc. Right? And square root of 49, you all know, it is 7.0. Right? And square root of 25.5 is 5.049, etc. Okay. Understood now, everyone? Any doubts so far? So, today I covered all the built-in functions, right? Like ABS function, ordinal function, character function, binary function, type function, that is data type, and ID, that is memory address, minimum, maximum, and sum function, then format function, round off function, right? In round off function, you learned about first one, how to round off, right, the specific value, and here a decimal digit desired after rounding, right, desired value after decimal, and power function, that is square root, not square root, power function, a to the power of b, that is 5 square, right? Square root is different. This is power function. And in mathematical function, you learned about floor function, ceil function, and square root function. Is it clear, children? Right? I'm stopping it here. Go through the video again and again. Still, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay? See you. Bye. Take care.